Canada's Pacific ports are increasingly vulnerable to organized crime, drug trafficking, and hostile foreign actors because of fragmented oversight, limited inspections, and inadequate enforcement, according to a new report by Scott McGregor for the Frontier Centre for Public Policy. Canada's Pacific ports are undersecured argues that Vancouver and Prince Rupert have become attractive targets because criminals and hostile states view the likelihood of detection as low. Publicly available federal audit data show fewer than 2% of shipping containers entering Metro Vancouver are imaged using X-ray or gamma technology, while fewer than 1% are physically opened and searched. Canada's Pacific Gateway has become a strategic vulnerability affecting public safety, economic security, international trade, and Canada's reputation. Responsibility for port security is divided among port authorities, the Canada Border Services Agency, the RCMP, and Transport Canada, leaving no single organization accountable. Outbound cargo also receives little scrutiny, despite evidence that criminal organizations increasingly use Canadian ports to ship illicit drugs overseas. These weaknesses have broader consequences for Canadians. British Columbia recorded 1,826 toxic drug deaths in 2025, while Canada reported more than 6,100 substance-related deaths over a recent 12-month period. Weaknesses at Canada's Pacific Gateway enable criminal organizations to move narcotics, precursor chemicals, and illicit proceeds while increasing risks to Canadian communities. Canada's ports have become potential targets for hybrid threats, including cyber attacks, sanctions evasion, commercial espionage, and other activities by hostile foreign states seeking influence over critical infrastructure and supply chains. The report offers 10 recommendations. Establish a British Columbia Port Security Joint Task Force. This permanent joint operations structure would integrate CBSA, RCMP Federal Policing, Transport Canada, the Canadian Coast Guard, and Port Authority Security. A hybrid threat fusion cell would integrate classified and open-source reporting, cyber alerts, and financial intelligence into actionable targeting for Vancouver and Prince Rupert. Increase inspection capacity. Expand non-intrusive inspection equipment and staffing at high-volume terminals. Add secure examination space so officers can act quickly on high-risk referrals without paralyzing terminal flow. Close the outbound gap. Mandate export targeting and outbound container examinations as a core CBSA mission. Require the National Targeting Center to generate outbound leads on cargo, vessels, and crew aligned with export-bound drug cases already documented. Build an underwater and harbor integrity program. Establish routine hull inspection capability and rapid response protocols for parasitic attachments, including remotely operated vehicles. Clarify authority for holding, searching, or escorting vessels when indicators appear. Harden against insider threat across the port workforce. Strengthen vetting and continuous evaluation for personnel with access to restricted areas. Pair vetting with targeted anti-corruption enforcement, tamper evidence seal controls, auditable access logs, and analytics that flag unusual container movements tied to specific credentials. Treat inland nodes as part of the port security perimeter. Apply risk-based compliance and due diligence to inland logistics. Raise sanctions and ownership due diligence for port-critical vendors. Adopt beneficial ownership transparency, sanction screening, cybersecurity standards, and shipping risk indicators. Invest in coastal domain awareness on Vancouver Island approaches. Expand sensors, patrol presence, and intelligence collection focused on small craft movements, offshore recoveries, and at-sea transfers that bypass terminal controls. Make data integration a security control, not an IT project. Link terminal, rail, and customs targeting data into a single auditable risk picture. Reduce manual workarounds identified in audit findings while preserving privacy and lawful access controls. Publish a performance dashboard that forces accountability. Report the share of inbound and outbound containers imaged and physically examined, the average time from intelligence lead to interdiction decision, workforce vetting coverage, and cyber incident metrics. Publish results by gateway. These actions will underperform unless accompanied by strong intelligence integration with domestic and international partners, including Canada's Five Eyes channels and cross-border marine enforcement programs. Read the report at frontiercenter.org or the link provided in the video description or comments.